What's happening, y'all? It's your man Flex back at it again with another dope episode of the Flex Files. Look, happy Sunday to everybody. Hope everybody is gearing up for their week. Listen, every man should be able to adapt to any situation. I don't care what situation it is. Every man should be able to adapt, right? You should always, as a man, be able to reroute, refocus, regather. Anytime life throws a curveball at you, you have to know how to react appropriately, and also that way you can adapt, right? And you're gonna fall on your face, but at the same time, you got to be able to get up and shake it off. As a man, you should be able to lead your own life, right? Lead your own life, and whatever goals that you have, they're not going to be easy, right? They're not going to be easy. And today's topic is kind of just going to be a little bit of a rant, but specifically the main topic is every man should be able to adapt in their life, right? No matter what the circumstances are. Make sure to click that subscribe button below so that way you know when I post new content for y'all. This is going to be like just a Sunday kind of rant, Sunday focused rant topic. But yeah, every man should be able to adapt and still go and achieve their goals. Maybe you have to take a step back. Maybe you have to kind of regroup, refocus, rebrand, whatever it may be that you have to do, right? One of the things that I've learned, living out here in LA and trying to be an actor and and wanting to pursue film and this and that is that, look, Hollywood is slow. It's no secret. Hollywood is slow. Everybody's talking about it. The movie industry is different. Music industry is different. Ever since COVID, ever since the writer's strike, and then the fires that we had, thankfully I wasn't harmed by the fires, but they were close, but I wasn't harmed by them. But everybody in Hollywood has had to adapt, right? Male or female, women or men, but you can tell a lot of people are struggling. And one of the things that I had to learn was, and I'm going to do a podcast episode about this, so make sure to tune into my next episode of my podcast. I'm probably going to film it. I can't say I'm going to do it tonight because I got other projects I got to do. But probably tomorrow or Tuesday, we'll see. This week for sure, right? But the point is that a lot of people are struggling, and they're struggling to adapt, right? And, with the rise of social media, with the rise of the internet, podcasts, different things that people are doing to adapt. A lot of people, you can tell they're sometimes people let their ego and their pride get in the way of adapting, and they want to stick to doing what they've been doing, but it's not working. If it's not working anymore, it's insanity to keep doing the same thing over and over again. And specifically as a man, right? You want to always be able to figure out different ways and approaches to get to where you're trying to get to, right? The goal is still the same, and it may even change slightly, right? But, in reality, you're still going for your purpose. But you have to be able to adapt, because when you don't adapt, you're gonna stay in this mindset of anxiety, this mindset of stress, this mindset of anger, turmoil, discouragement. So you have to be able to adapt to whatever it may be. Whether you just got laid off from your job, you got paid, you just your job got pay cuts, so now you're making less money than you were. And this is hard times for a lot of people, right? But the strongest man is always able to and capable of getting up on his own 2 feet. And he has a foundation of a solid foundation and grounding as a man to be able to adapt and achieve whatever he wants to achieve. It may take, another year, right? Because this setback may take another year, but you have to still keep your eyes on the prize and adapt accordingly, appropriately. Surround yourself with people that have been through similar things and also are further than you, that can be your support system mentally and can mentor you into, adapting and still creating the life that you want. And, a lot of times when it comes to being able to truly adapt is being able to create, right? Being able to truly adapt is to create. I will say that one more time. Being able to truly adapt is to create, right? That's how you know you really are able to adapt, because you can create your own situation, life, brand, destiny, whatever it may be, right? That's what leaders do. The leaders of the world, they create. You know what I'm saying? They invent. They recreate themselves. They reinvent themselves. Like, that's really what it's about. And this is something that I'm still learning. I'm learning it right now. I'm learning it now, but it took me a long time to really accept that, right? Because a lot of times as artists, sometimes, I would consider myself in the artist category. You want to constantly wait on somebody to give you something, or you waiting on to be approved by somebody, accepted by somebody. And this isn't just in the artist realm, but I'm just giving you from my experience of why it took me so long to just learn that it's okay to adapt, right? And, I had to really come to grips with the fact that, hey, you know what? Okay, listen, look, everything is going to be okay, right? You're going to figure it out. But what can you give? What can you bring to the table? What can you give to society of value that people are going to constantly want, right? And when you do that and you serve people, that's how you continue to adapt and reinvent yourself. And in a sense, you gain exposure when you do that, because people are constantly like, damn, I love his stuff. I love what he's talking about, right? And you're helping people. You're helping to continue to build a community, right? But, all of that comes from getting out of the mindset of discouragement and turmoil and depression. And instead you are adapting and encouraging yourself and becoming motivated and inspired. Even if you got to look at other YouTubers, or you got to look at different other videos to get you out of a funk to where you can adapt, right? Look, man, and one of the things that also helped me was moving out of my own hometown. Like, moving out of your own hometown I feel like it's very necessary for most people, especially men. I think a lot of men should learn to. Women understand this. Women, a lot of times, they will leave. They will move. They don't have a problem a lot of times with readjusting their life and moving to another a city or state. But a lot of men, I feel like, have to learn what it's like to live somewhere, especially if you have a remote job or a job that you can travel, or whatever. I don't know, whatever it may be, like, at least, like, or definitely traveling more, right? Men should be well traveled. That's even something that I'm trying to do more myself, right? But when I moved out to LA on my own, it really gave me a lot. It really, what's the word I'm looking for? Challenged me. It challenged me a lot, and it still is. 6 years in, it still challenges me. But you learn about yourself, and you develop a sense of character about yourself. You develop character when you do that. And I think that a lot of men have to develop that. And that pushes them it pushes them in their masculinity, and it pushes them to another level. And you unlock a new level of manhood, right? And you have to learn how to adapt on the fly. But it teaches you how to do that. And you can adapt to anything in life that comes your way, essentially, right? Hey, anyways, I hope this video helped. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure to click that subscribe button so you know when I post new content for y'all. Like I said, I will be posting a new Flex Files podcast episode very soon, okay? Maybe in the next 2 days, okay? My scheduling is, I got a lot of other stuff going on that I'm working on, but I will get to that. So until next time, it's your man Flex. I'm out. Peace.